Hi there and welcome to Gamers Lounge with me, Sean Paul Johnston.
And me, Lindsay Marie Silver.
This is our final episode, people, of Series 2. And we decided to do it a little bit different this week. So we're recording live in the studio and we've got some pre-edited bits as well. So we've got a nice unboxing, something special in here. We've got our feature on the House of Vans and we're going to be talking about our post-E3 impressions with Kat, who will be joining us after one of our videos a little bit later. So stay tuned for that.
Games Lounge.
So yeah, we've got a special unboxing again to do for you for our final episode. So Lindsay, jump in, let's see what we've got.
I'm so excited. Right,
This chest is really heavy by the way, so. And so is the item as well.
Oh, it is. Wow. Whatever it is, it's quite solid.
So I know what it is, and I'll get some details ready for you all so I can tell you about it. And Lindsay's going to open this up for us. So this was sent to us by our good friends at Bitmap Books, and we'll show you what book it is that they've actually sent us. Destroy it, Lindsay, destroy it. So if you'll recall, a couple of episodes ago we had the book, the Super Famicom book. It was the box art collection by Bitmap Books, and we unboxed that and that went into the competition, and it covered all the Japanese box arts, really high quality, looked really amazing. So yeah, that's in the competition, and this is something else they sent us. This is a new book that they've just released.
Oh, wow.
It's massive. So yeah, this is a Gremlin in the Works by Bitmap Books, and it's done by the author, Mark Hardesty. So this is a book he created, and if you are an older gamer, you might recognise this from Gremlin was a software developer that basically made games back in the from 84 to 1990s or to the 90s, and they covered games like Lotus and Thing on a Spring, all these kind of games. So yeah, let's get this opened up. So this is, it's got anecdotes from key members of the team like Chris Carey and Greg Holmes. It's got game art and archive materials. And it's got, yeah, a wider exploration of the early British gaming industry itself. It focuses on the major successes of Gremlins like Monty Mole. So if you're an older gamer, you might recognise that one. The Lotus Racing series, like I said. And Zool, remember Zool, the little ninja guy? He was awesome. So yeah, it's got pictures and everything from that. And this is a double book as well, so it's two books, I think it is.
Feels gorgeous.
Yeah. The box art collection one was in Wibbling, was it? Remember Wibbling? Mm-hmm. Yeah, this one's like a little bit different, I think. So.
Are you ready?
Yeah, get them open. Yeah, they're nice, really nice quality. Again, really nice quality. It's not Wibbling this time, it's a more matte finish.
Feels really
hardcover.
slinky, I think.
And that sleeve as well, that's a big chunky sleeve, isn't it? It's beautiful. Yeah, so the two books, they cover different parts, I think, but it's covering, like I said, all their games over the years when they were making them. I think they were eventually bought out by, was it Infogrames or something like that? So yeah, this is before they kind of got bought out, and then I think they kind of faded away after that. But yeah, Gremlin was a big part of the UK gaming industry. So if you're a retro fan, this is one of the books you really want to get, something like this. Let's open up the other one. Yeah, so in the box, Lindsay, there is some other things in the box.
Is there?
Yep, there's a couple of little key rings, I think. Yeah, put that like that. Nice. We'll maybe cover these in a little bit more depth in a separate video. We'll maybe go over and have a look through them a bit more.
Are you sure?
Yeah, and seen that? In that bubble wrap? Is there something in that? Maybe not. There's
Although I do like bubble wrap.
There's normally like a little thing it comes with. It's maybe not in our one, but there is one of the ones that comes with a little thing on a spring keyring. So we've not got it. No! I was looking forward to that. I wanted my thing on a spring.
Hilarious.
Damn!
Oh well, something to aspire to.
It's maybe inside the box somewhere, so we'll check for that afterwards. If we do, we'll put it in the competition as well. Yeah. What kind of paper is that? Just normal paper?
Just like a really...
But I think if you're entering the
tactile
competition with the box art collection, Super Famicom and this, great additions to your collection if you're into retro games. So yeah, we'll give you more details at the end of the episode on how you can enter the competition. So yeah, stay tuned for that.
Ooh.
And if you recall, a couple of weeks ago, We went down to London, to the House of Vans, to check out the interactive exhibition for Nintendo, and they had the consoles all set up and everything, and we popped down there, me and Tom, so this is what happened. Hi there and welcome to, you guessed it, House of Vans down here in London. If you recall a couple of episodes ago, Lindsey reported on Nintendo and Vans collaborating on a classic range of shoes, which was Donkey Kong, Super Mario, Zelda, Princess Peach, all that kind of stuff. Well, it turns out it's a much wider range. They've got t-shirts, shirts, hats, socks even, and bags. So yeah, we got invited down here to the House of Vans to come down and cover some of it for you guys here in SmallFryUnify and on Games Lounge. So we're here checking out the place. Such a cool place. It's an underground old tube station that they've converted. And it's like a half pipes and everything where people can skateboard. But I've got the whole demonstration, as you can see here, this kind of stuff, which is some of the trainers, the range, and I've got stuff behind us where people are playing the consoles, and I think you'll enjoy it, so let's go and check some of this stuff out. Was it attracted you down to the exhibition?
Probably mostly the games really. I'm enjoying it. Playing a bit of Donkey Kong now on Nintendo 64.
Is this something you played before?
Yeah, I had it absolutely years ago. I'll be honest, I haven't played this for a long time. But yeah, no, I just want to come down and play a few games. They've got a few good ones on. They got Duck Hunt, they got a bit of Mario.
Yeah.
I think they got a bit of Zelda as well. But yeah, just hoping to get around as many as I can really. It's quite a few people, so.
Are you into your retro games normally?
I do, I love my retro games. I've got a good old few consoles at home, hopefully get a bigger collection one day.
So obviously the whole point of this event is for the Nintendo and Vans collaboration with their trainers, the shoes, jackets and everything else. Are you guys going to buy anything yourselves?
Definitely, I'm going to pick up the Duck Hunt low tops and then probably a long sleeve. Long sleeve is looking pretty nice.
No fancy yourself something like the Donkey Kong shirt?
I like the Donkey Kong bag. It's very loud, but yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
You should buy the shirt.
I'll probably end up walking out of everything, you know me, James. Yeah.
I'll take one of everything, please, one of everything. It is such cool stuff. And have you entered the competition for the Smash Brothers?
Smash Bros is never something that I got into. Now, Smash Bros is amazing, but I know if I got into that competition, I'd make myself look like a right fool.
I'm terrible at the game as well. So yeah, this is the winner of the Super Smash Bros. Wii competition. Congratulations.
Thank
Are you
you very
chuffed?
much. Yeah, I am, yeah.
Was it a tough one?
Yeah, it was very difficult. I had to play a few of my friends to get through and they made me work for it. Really made me work
Good
for it.
stuff. Wait the floor with him, wait the floor with him.
Yeah. I slipped them some money to let me win, really.
Well, the joke's on them because you've got some sweet prizes.
Exactly.
So what did you actually win? What was it?
We have Mario Kart 8, brand new.
Nice, nice.
Free pair of Vans.
Which ones did you go for?
Checkered ones. Everyone got just good checkered ones.
Nice, nice.
They're still cool though.
Oh,
Which has got like a load of freebies and stuff in it.
That's a Zelda one, isn't it?
Yeah, Zelda one.
So you got we've got Mario on that as well.
Yeah, it's got lots of free stuff in it.
Oh, nice one.
Socks, snapback.
The crown.
The cup.
The crown, exactly.
Yeah.
only one person gets this.
And it is very, very heavy. Have a feel.
Is it heavy?
Yeah.
It is. It's actually like a proper full-on trophy. That's well cool.
It's cool though.
Congratulations. Is this the same one that was for the Mario Kart 8 you get online?
Yeah, yes, I believe so. I think it's actually from the game, like one of the trophies.
Yeah.
So that's quite cool.
Very nice, very nice. Well, congratulations, Cloud. You're going to be wearing this stuff. I think you're going to be getting yourself geared up for your new winnings.
Yeah, definitely.
Good stuff. And yeah, thanks for joining us. That's it. We're going to wrap this up here for SmallFryUnify. See you guys later in the studio. Bye-bye. So like we said, that was us down at the Vans, House of Vans in London, and whilst we were there we also got a bunch of things that were provided for the competition, so I'm going to show them just now. So yeah, they gave us like a bunch of little knickknacks here, a little wallet thing for your Oyster card if you're in London, or your bank card or something if you're here somewhere else. A little coin for the 50 years of Vans. Like I said, all these things are going to be going into competition. You'll see an image from it afterwards. There's a pair of Nintendo socks. That's the only Nintendo thing we did actually get. A pair of socks, but they're for a woman's shoe size 7 to 10. So, unless you've got massive feet as a woman. And the main thing they gave us was a pair of Vans. Again, unfortunately, they weren't the Vans that were part of the Nintendo collaboration, but they're a pair of, I presume you call these low tops or slip-ons or whatever, just white canvas ones. Quite nice though, if you're into your Vans and you're a skateboarder and you want to mess them up or draw on them. You can actually make these your own by drawing Mario and stuff on them. So there you go. So they're going to be going into competition as well, along with the other stuff. And on top of that, our good friend gave us some stuff from the Loot Crate to chuck in the competition as well. So we've got some Walking Dead little knickknacks here, little character guys. We've got, this is the best one, I love this one, Soap on a Rope. Which is like soap ears on a rope, so it's like obviously meant to be the ears you've chopped off. Awesome. That's the main prize in the whole competition. And we've also got a Terminator skull. I think it's just a little skull that doesn't do anything, but it's a Terminator skull. Need anything else be said? So yeah, we're going to move on to our main discussion now, which is our post E3. As you can see, I'm joined here with Kat. You probably remember Kat from episode 9. We've done our pre-E3 impressions and thoughts and stuff like that. So yeah, we're going to go over some of the things that happened during E3, what we thought about Sony, Microsoft and Nintendo's press announcements, even though Nintendo didn't have one. But let's get straight on to it. We'll go straight on to, who was first? Was it Xbox, wasn't it?
Yep, Microsoft.
So we'll go straight into Xbox, yeah. So first thing first was they started off their conference with the announcement of the Xbox Slim.
Well, Xbox One S.
Xbox One S. Now, after this E3, there's been a lot of discussion from various news outlets saying that it's possibly already defunct because they announced the Project S straight after the conference at the very end of it. So it almost begs the question, what's the purpose of the Xbox One S?
Yeah, I know, because they mentioned at the start, they showed you the controller, the cool coloured customizable controller, which I thought was really, really cool.
That's cool, yeah.
But they did mention it again at the end, and I was a bit confused about that too.
Yeah.
Because I sort of felt like, why would you say at the start and then bring it up just before the Scorpio as well?
Yeah.
So it felt a bit messy to me. I wasn't sure what was happening there.
I'm just kind of worried, like what happened, like we kind of discussed beforehand, that it's going to mean that the Project S is a big sort of souped up PC and it's going to be about £800 to £1,000 or something, which if it's out in a year's time, why would you bother buying the Xbox One S? It doesn't make any sense if you know that's already coming down the line, and especially when we don't even know what the the PlayStation 4 Neo is. Is that going to be a souped up PC as well or something, but coming out before the Project S? So that's an interesting one. But going on to games with Xbox, what was the big one that was for you, the big sort of main one?
For me, probably Gears of War 4, but that's just because I'm such a big Gears of War fan. Unfortunately, I don't have an Xbox One, so it's kind of gutting for me. Yeah. Well, I'll wait and see what the reviews are like when it comes out, so whether I'll pick one up. But
I read something just recently, they're saying that all this stuff's going to be authored in 4K for the game, and the Xbox One S is going to play that in HDR, so it's going to look amazing apparently. Obviously they're gearing it up for the Project S as well, if they're doing it in 4K, I presume that's their purpose, or maybe for Windows PC, because again, that was another thing they kept on harping on about was
Xbox
Play Anywhere, which is, it sounds nice and everything, but again, it just kind of defeats the point of a console. You're buying a console, and I think if you've got one, you're probably quite happy because you're getting it on your Windows PC as well for no extra money, but that's kind of why you bought a PC, and that's kind of why you bought an Xbox One.
I know, and it's cheaper generally to buy on the PC.
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't know how they're going to manage the price difference, if you know what I mean, because if you're a PC gamer and you've got an Xbox One, you're probably going to opt for your PC because it's cheaper for you. Yeah. The Xbox One games are way more expensive. What are they going to do about that?
It's it just seems a bit baffling to me. Moving on to some of the other games, they had things like Forza 3, Recore we were expecting to see. That was the one from Capcom, was it? Or Square Enix?
Which one?
Recore. It's one where it's got like the robots and they put the balls in. It's like they recore them. Anyway, that one there, never really saw much about that. No. Final Fantasy 15. The other big one was there was Tekken 7.
Yeah, everyone will be quite excited about that.
Yeah.
I kind of am actually, I like Tekken.
Yeah, and I had a Kuma from Street Fighter in it.
Did it?
Yeah, so he's like one of the sort of new characters. They brought in a Kuma from Street Fighter 4 or Street Fighter series, which is kind of a bit of a crossover, but I think people were surprised by that one. So yeah, that was a good one.
There was the Gwent thing as well. They did actually.
The Witcher card game, yeah.
There. I know.
That was a bit of a kind of surprise, wasn't it?
Yeah, because I think a lot of people thought The Witcher's done now, because CD Projekt Red have made it kind of clear that's it. Witcher 3, after the DLC, the latest DLC just came out like last month.
Yeah.
That's it. But apparently people loved Gwent so much. I was not one of them, to be honest with you. I was not one of the people that loved Gwent that much. They've had to just make a whole game where you play Gwent. So I know I wanted them to announce the other game that they were making, but
Yeah.
tough.
Maybe it's the next Pokemon.
Maybe. Card games seem to be a thing actually, don't they? There was another card game, I think Elder Scrolls got
Was
a card
it?
game, yeah. Pretty sure
Interesting.
Bethesda, they have a card game too.
Talking about one of the other things, one of the sort of big ones from Rare was Sea of Thieves.
Yeah.
I thought the introduction was cheesy as hell.
Oh yeah.
But it
looks
seems like,
fun.
it looks like it's quite good, and it seems people were enjoying it when they played it. I think it's kind of, people are saying it's almost a throwback to classic Rare, so that's going to be an interesting
It
one.
actually looked really fun to me.
Yeah.
I was being very critical when I was watching it, like overly critical.
Yeah.
But then that came on, I was like, actually that does look really fun. And it is also cross-play, I think.
Yeah, well, I think all that. I think every single game.
Everything cross-play. So you can play with people on Xbox and PC at the same time,
Yeah.
I presume. I don't know how it's going to work out, but that's what they're saying. So,
Interesting. Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah.
And yeah, there was a couple of other games. I think like the big thing with Microsoft's press conference was there wasn't that much games compared to Sony's one, which we'll
they
come
were
to.
trying really hard, I think, to get out some more exclusives, because the thing with Sony was that they have so many amazing exclusives, whereas people Xbox just haven't really delivered with that. But State of Decay 2 was a thing for them. I thought it looked pretty cool actually. Another zombie.
Well, was it a zombie one? Was
Another
it State of
zombie
Decay?
one, yeah.
Well, they also had Dead Rising 4 as well, though, didn't
Ah, yeah, they did too. I
So
know, zombies are very in still.
they? Yeah,
It's still going on. And
you would think like with first-person shooters like Battlefield, which they obviously showed as well,
Yeah.
Battlefield 1, and Call of Duty and all these kind of games, that they'd be like a little bit kind of fed up with them now. But
I know.
yeah,
No, that and Scalebound as well.
Scalebound, the Dragon one from
Dragon.
FromSoft is who's it again? Platinum Games. Platinum Games, yeah. Scalebound. That's right. Isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. It was about kind of having did you have your own dragon?
Yeah.
I remember that. They were fighting
Platinum
this big,
Games.
it was like a big crab monster.
As you always fight.
Yeah.
What wasn't there something when they announced that the first time and they were joking about it being realistic type games and there was a big crab?
Yeah, it happens every day to me. So,
Obviously.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was the Xbox conference. There wasn't really much to talk about apart from games we already kind of knew about.
Sequels and things.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing was the hardware announcements, and then Project Scorpio that they kind of ended on saying it's going to be the most powerful, graphically capable console of all time.
So many teraflops.
Yeah, 6 teraflops of pure
was
power.
The buzzword there.
But yeah, it's like there's no really any more details how much it's going to cost. It's coming out in 2017. We don't know much else from it apart from that. Developers seem to be mixed views about it. So yeah, I think we're going to have to wait for that one. But I thought their conference was average at best.
Yeah, they're still very much going with that kind of scripted, staged sort of thing. Which
Yeah. Get rid of the
I'm
suits.
not really a fan, yeah.
So moving on to Sony. Sony was full on this year, I felt like even before we go into the games, I felt like they were the best of the conferences.
So good.
So
Starting
good.
off with that orchestra. Remember, we were hyped. It was on.
Yeah.
It was on for
You had
ages.
hype.
It was like 15 minutes of orchestra. We were loving it.
And what's the first game that came out with again?
God of War.
God of War.
That was it. They were playing live the music
And
for
it's,
God of War.
it's not God of War 4, is it? It's just God of War.
I think it was just God of War.
Yeah.
I don't remember there being a tagline or anything. It was just God of War.
Yeah.
So
It looks like it's changed up a little bit now. You're Kratos and you're looking after his son and you're sort of kind of teaching him the ways of how to be a demigod or whatever he is, whatever his class is. Is he a titan or a demigod?
I'm not even sure.
He fights like Satan in that, doesn't he, or something? Anyway, he fights like these
This one seemed
underworld
very like
demons.
Nordic.
Yeah.
It was Viking-y.
Yeah, it was actually, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it ties in kind of similar to some of the other games that were going with Horizon and stuff like that, which we'll come to. But yeah, I thought God of War was one of the best games of the show. I thought
it looked really,
yeah,
it was really
cool.
smart to open with that because everyone was super hyped for it. The music was great.
It was brutal with his son as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, I wouldn't want him to be my dad, to be honest.
Yeah.
He was very harsh.
Give me that bow and arrow, give me it now.
But no,
So-
it was really cool.
That was a good one. The Last Guardian finally got a date, a release date.
Release date.
Yeah.
I know a few people are really excited about that. So.
Surprised they never showed it, like more of it though, and actually showed it
I
live.
know, but maybe it's because they did show that bit last year,
Yeah.
and that got everyone really excited. So I think everyone's waited long enough. I think that was kind of it. It's just like it's actually coming out in a couple of months. So
Let's hope there's no delays, because we've said we're going to get it in the studio. Connor's going to bring down his PlayStation 4 and we're going to play that on launch day, so we'll have that here in the studio. I think it's a big one people have been looking forward to for 10 years
a
now.
long time.
So yeah, we never saw anything of that though, really. Horizon Zero Dawn, saw some more of that, which was looking really good.
It did, because I think last year I saw it and thought, no, I'm not too sure about this, but it did actually look really fun. The combat looked really cool.
Still not sure what the story is.
No idea what the story is. But yeah, you got to control an animal, like hack it.
Oh yeah,
It's
right
so
enough, yeah.
strange because it's like the past, but also future.
Watch Dogs 3. Wasn't there an image online or something? I don't know if there's footage of it, but there's a dragon you can fly as well, like an actual
I
robotic
would
dragon.
not be surprised
Yeah,
if that was a thing.
the picture looked amazing. I presume it's like an official picture. It's maybe a new trailer, in fact, for it. I don't know. So we'll have to check that out. But yeah, one of the big ones you were looking forward to. Detroit, yes.
Yeah, I'm playing Heavy Rain right now, so I'm really into Quantic Dream stuff. And I played Fahrenheit as well, which came out years and years ago. So I feel, started this whole loads and loads of choices kind of thing. So I'm really looking forward to this one because it's sort of about androids or like robots who kind of want to be people. It's a lot of moral choices I see happening. So I'm really looking forward to that one.
Yeah. I think, like, the thing is, we talked about when we were actually watching the live conference, we were a bit surprised because obviously the original trailer was the girl.
Yeah,
And
that's what caused the whole thing. That's what inspired there to be a game, and she was in the announcement trailer as well for it back in November at the Sony conference. So I'm not too sure what's going on there, but usually with those games, you will play at least 3 characters as a kind of intertwining story. So that's probably going to be the case this time, I would say.
Yeah, it's probably going to be interesting to see if she's in the story. Yeah, definitely, because it seems a bit of a waste.
They'll have to. I'm sure they'll have to. But they were kind of showing off a guy this time. I'm sure you'll play as multiple ones. You seem to do that in their games. Yeah.
Next one, Resident Evil 7.
Oh yeah.
You've actually played the demo, haven't you?
Yeah.
You go and check it out on Cat's channel,
I
Wasps
played
And
it
Cakes.
again last night actually because there are multiple endings. It's actually really cool for a demo kind of thing. It's a bit PT.
Oh, there's different endings.
There's different endings.
Because the one I watched with you, where the guy grabs you at the end when you're walking out.
I got out of the house because that's the aim. It's like get out of the house.
Yeah.
So I automatically was like, I'm getting out of this house. I'm getting out of this house. So, but no, I played it again last night to a total of 8 minutes. That's how quickly I managed to get the next ending. So I believe there are quite a few different variations of it, but it was really cool actually. I think there's a lot of secrets that you can get. There is one undiscovered secret of the demo so far as well, the dummy finger.
Right, okay.
No one's figured out what to do with that yet. So.
The only thing I thought was it reminded me a lot of Until Dawn. Like that sort of kind of creepy guy, and he's like, you know.
I get what you mean. Yeah, kind of messing with you a bit. But yeah, it was really different from what I was expecting from a Resident Evil game because I've never actually played any of them, but I've seen like the animated films and stuff, and I was kind of thought zombies. That's it, like zombie monster things. But there were no monsters, and that's what made it worse.
Apart from the bit when the guy's standing in the mirror and he turns around, and his face is all messed up.
It's like that. Oh, like I don't want to go up there. But yeah, you should check it out if you've got PS Plus. Like PS4, you can download that.
That was pretty cool. The other things was there was what do you call it, the Spider-Man game.
Yeah.
Looks interesting.
What's
And-
with VR? VR is a big thing.
Yeah, VR, but it's Sony VR.
Batman VR.
But they didn't really seem to go into much of the actual hardware. They did give an actual release date for it now and a price, a final price.
Yeah,
And, yeah,
they
showed
didn't
us some
actually
trailers.
specify hardware. They kind of just said it's obviously not going to be. They're not focused as much on like specs and things as probably things like the Oculus and the Vive, because they want
can't.
this to work. Yeah, they can't. They want this to work with the PS4. So I think it was quite smart to not go into too much detail though, because now they've had to scope out what Microsoft are doing and things. So
Yeah.
they can maybe mix it up a little bit.
And I think again, like the whole focus of what it seems Sony's one was they were focusing a lot more on the games this year. So they basically had a lot of the VR demos for and they had like Batman VR, which people seem to love. They had obviously the demo for Resident Evil 7.
Evil.
They had a bunch of other demos as well. They had one for Call of Duty. That was the
Yeah, which I did not think was Call
Infinite
of Duty.
Warfare, was
it's
that?
like space.
yeah.
Call of Duty in space. I never thought I'd see it, honestly.
So that looked interesting, yeah. And I think it'll be good to actually try them out at some stage.
Yep. And
Moving on to Crash Bandicoot.
yeah.
Slightly back, but not as we kind of hoped in all the ways. But
Not like a new one, but they're rebooting 1, 2, 3 or
all of the
4,
games.
4.
I think they're doing all of them, yeah. Remastering them, yeah.
So that's, they didn't say when, but it's happening. So I'm excited about that.
And he's in Skylanders.
Oh yeah. If you're still into Skylanders, he's coming to that really soon. And also Death Stranding as
Yeah,
well.
the weird
Very, very
intro
exciting.
for Kojima, which was like, what's going on here? Dead babies on the beach, tied to him by an umbilical cord.
I was loving it. I've seen like the behind the scenes kind of what's going on there. You know,
Right.
he's in the full motion capture,
Yeah, motion capture
with a
stuff.
toy baby. It's really
right. But it's
Norman Reedus.
it seems a bit weird. I'm not really sure what it's all about. He's on a beach, as you've like, probably checked
It's gonna
out.
be so weird though. That's the
Yeah.
good thing about Kojima though. It's gonna be so weird, and I'm gonna get it definitely.
Was there any details of when we're going to get more info on that one, or
I don't think so.
No.
Think so.
nothing more on that one? So yeah, I think on a sort of kind of rating of Sony's press conference, I definitely rate them up as being the best of the whole show. I think they had the best kind of just focus on the games and going full on with
Yeah,
that.
they did none of the scripted stuff, none of the cheesy.
Yeah, it was much more
like
natural.
live playing the game and talking to each other, even if there was multiple people playing.
Yeah.
They just sat there. You could see them playing in the corner. That was it. They played the game.
Which works much
Happy.
better,
Yeah.
much better. And we didn't get to see the PlayStation 4 Neo. They did say beforehand that they were going to not show it this time. They did say it is going to release in 2016, so we'll hopefully get news of that soon. I think it's probably going to be the Tokyo Game Show or thereabouts. But yeah, I think now that we've seen what the Xbox One S is and the announcement of the Project Scorpio, I think Sony's maybe on a bit of a back foot there with the hardware side of it. They maybe held back and not given more info because now they know that there's a big machine coming out to compete with it. So that's an interesting one. Moving on to Nintendo. They didn't really have a press conference. They had their Treehouse Live over a couple of days. Obviously the biggest game of their show was The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild. Looks amazing. I don't know if it deserved a whole show for like 3 days or whatever playing it. We've kind of seen tons of it, even though that is apparently only 1% of the map or something. But
Oh my God,
what did you think about that?
I thought it looked really, really pretty. Like I was not expecting it to look that nice because they have kind of mixed up the style of Zelda now and then. Like Wind Waker was a cartoony sort of one.
Yeah.
This one just looked really, really nice. It reminded me of like a watercolor thing. So I thought that was really cool, and the open world style of it seemed really cool to me. Like being able to kind of fashion weapons out of things, because normally I feel with Zelda you just go and buy stuff or get stuff at a temple and you get your little bow and shield and things. Whereas now you were like using a stick, you could set on fire and just set things.
Yeah, you could burn the
on
grass and
fire.
everything. It was awesome.
It's really cool. I think it's a really interesting step for them.
Yeah.
Because Zelda is so big.
I think having the things where you could actually cook and like,
It's
make
kind of
things-
like eating. You need to eat to live in things. Like
Yeah.
it's interesting for them to go in that direction actually, because I think people were expecting another Zelda game, and although everyone loves them, has a good time with them, they did need to change it up a little bit. So I think people are going to be really happy with this one.
Yeah, there was a couple of sort of theories of the old guy that you see at the very start, that he's possibly Robin Williams, like that's a tribute to him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because if you actually look at him, he's got his beard and everything, but he's got his hood on, so you can't really tell. But obviously his daughter was called Zelda, so people sort of kind of think it's a wee throw in there.
That
But
would be really nice.
we don't know, unless he speaks or something, or unless they actually explicitly say that that's who it is, then maybe it's just kind of wishful thinking.
Oh,
But it
would
looks
be
like
lovely.
Santa Claus, it looks cool. Some of the other things in that, there was so much to go on it. It's like everything, like traveling the land. We found out that Monolith Soft, who done Xenoblade Chronicles X, were working with like the main sort of teams to work on that game. So that's where you can see the scope where that's coming from. They've obviously helped make that sort of work really well. And you can see that in the way it loads up areas. Well, it doesn't even load up areas. It kind of just goes on as a continuous world, and it's gigantic. So that's really exciting. I think some of the things, like I said, the physics engine, that seems to have been their main reason why it's been delayed for so long. And obviously the NX, we know it's coming out in the NX now. So based on what it's looking like already, I think Digital Foundry did an analysis on it, and they kind of found that it did drop a little bit of frame rate. It was about 30 frames per second, and it dropped a few times down to about 20 odds. But it's still got 9 months to go, so they're going to polish that up, I assume. And maybe with the NX version, maybe we're going to see a much higher res version of the game. There was a bit online where I think Nintendo's actually officially published them 4K pictures of the game. So it's like, well, why would you release 4K pictures? So unless the NX is going to be a 4K console as well.
I feel like it will. I feel like it has to be.
I think now, after hearing about the project Scorpio and the Neo, when we find out about that, they're going to have something that competes on some level. If it's 1080p 60 frames per second, it's possible that it can compete, but I think people just want their 4K games now and stuff. They're seeing all this and they want it. So
I know that's become the new kind of buzzword. If you
4K.
remember, like HD was a thing. Do you remember when that started?
Yeah.
Everyone needs to get an HD TV. Now it's
Ultra
4K.
HD.
You need 4K now.
And you know what's going to happen in about a year's time? It'll be 8K.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's just going to keep going on and on and on forever. But that's the new one. That's the thing that everything has to be now for everyone to feel happy with it. So I think the NX is going to have to be like that.
I think again we're going to probably find out about the NX in the Tokyo Game Show or thereabouts, September. I think that's kind of what the rumours were. So I'll be interested to see finally what it is. I still don't have a clue what it is, by the way. I came up with the idea a few episodes back, and I'm kind of debating that now. There's talks about cartridges, there's talks about the handheld still. It seems like it's all over the place, so we'll have to wait and see for that one. The only other game, well, they had a couple of other games. They had like Monster Hunter X Generations, I think it was. But the other one was Pokemon Go.
Pokemon.
Yeah, I felt quite sort of kind of disappointed with that. I think it looks good as if you're playing on your mobile. It's quite cool to have it. It's a free game, but then they had their Pokemon Go band thing. I forgot what it was called, but it's like a little band. And it's got the little device that looks like a Pokeball with a wee point in it. Actually looks like one of the markers on Google Maps or whatever. But anyway, it's just a little band. It's got no screen in it at all. It's got a little light that I think you press and it lights up different colours. And the idea is that it connects up to your smartphone, so you don't have to take your phone out to catch a Pokemon nearby in the app. Which then, well, what's the point? The worst thing about it was they were asking for £35 for it. £35. Now, we had the Wii Fit meters. Me and Lindsay had them here in the studio. We had the Wii Fit meters. They were like £20. I had a little screen in it. It's like a Tamagotchi. They were fine and everything, but this year for £35, I honestly can't believe Nintendo's trying to justify this. But after searching online, it looks like people are buying it.
They will. They will though. People will buy anything.
The power of Pokemon.
Gimmicky. Yeah, exactly. Pokemon sells. Pokemon's still going after all these years. So
it's going to be interesting to see what happens with that. See that it is a massive seller for them. I think, as you say, yeah, it's like a global seller. Is it going to be the game that breaks them into the mobile market much bigger than Miitomo did, obviously, and sticks and gets people paying loads of money?
Yeah, everyone kind of got bored of that, didn't they?
Yeah.
I did. I still got it, but I've not been on it in months.
I kind of load it up now and again and stuff like that, and it does the updates and like my 200 coins and my sweeties.
No, I can't be bothered. It was cute at first though. I was really, everyone was on it the first day and posting tweets. It was lovely, but now.
Yeah.
I don't know how that's going to go. Pokemon sells though. I think it's a cute gimmick people will like as well. But we've also got the new Sun and Moon as well. Talking about that.
Yeah, Sun and Moon, yep. Yeah. But again, that like kind of makes me think, well, what's the point in Pokemon Go? You've got Sun and Moon, which you're paying £35 for that little band, the tracker thing. You could pay the same on buying Sun and Moon. You'd be as well just buying that as a full-on game. So I'm kind of baffled by that one, but it's interesting. Yeah, Dominic says, it's Pokemon, it will be bought in droves.
Exactly.
True. There wasn't really anything else from Nintendo. There was another game announced by, I can't remember who he was, but one of the guys done a 3DS game. It was Otherworld, I forgot the name of it. It just looked like another sort of kind of yokai watch type game or something. So yeah, Nintendo's kind of presence, obviously, we all knew about it. They weren't doing a digital conference, they weren't doing a big presentation. I think it was good seeing the game, The Legend of Zelda, sorry. It looked great and stuff, but really need to see more of it and see it on the NX as well. We done a poll online, going back to Nintendo's conference. I think what they showed was surprisingly good. I think their actual area was awesome.
Yeah,
it was like a
really
Disney,
cute, yeah.
like a Disney thing or something. And obviously we know they're going to be doing stuff with Disney theme parks down the line, so who knows, maybe we'll have some cool big areas like that. That was probably the best part, I think, in seeing the game. There was apparently some guy who was going to steal the code. Did you hear it?
No, what?
There was some guy who's a hacker who said he had worked out how to steal the actual code digitally, wirelessly.
Oh.
And he was going to go in there, and even though it's not demo, it's the demo retail units. It's not an actual sales unit. He said he had worked out as long as he got next to it, he could steal the code.
Steal it, the demo, yeah. Oh.
But he got his plan was foiled, so it's not been leaked, unfortunately. I still think Nintendo should post up these demos so we can try them out. I don't see why not. Anyway, we've got 9 months to wait for that, and I think we'll probably get more info as time goes by on NX, as I said. Overall, their sort of conference, what would you give it, or their kind of presentation stuff?
I think it went on for a bit too long, to be quite honest, for so little.
Yeah.
Like, it's a bit of an overkill situation there. I don't think they needed that much. Like, days, was it? It was days.
3 days, I think it was, of Treehouse stuff.
Days of Zelda.
I think Nintendo really needs to get themselves back in the digital event and then have that as an extra thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it worked really well.
Fans can watch the Treehouse and stuff and have
Yeah.
a good time when they've got time for that, but I think they could just have a quick conference, because you don't need to follow Ubisoft in the 2-hour conference. You don't need to.
Exactly.
You don't need to do that.
Now, we put a poll up on Google Plus and asked people what their impressions were of E3 this year, what they thought of it. We said, did you think it was meh? Did you think it was average or alright, or did you think it was fantabulous? And we got about 130 odd results on that, and it looked like about 40% said it was meh.
There you go. Yeah.
So that was quite surprising. I thought it was actually pretty good this year, but it would have been nice to see more Nintendo stuff. But yeah, it looks like the general consensus was that it was kind of average, and a small percentage, about 30%, thought it was pretty good. So be interested to see what happens next year with the conferences. Let us know what you think in the comments, people. Let us know what you think about the shows yourselves, what you liked, what was your favourite parts of each conference, what you'd like to see next year, what you're looking forward to with the consoles. Did they excite you? Are you bored? Are you fed up now? And yeah, we'll check that out. This is the final episode, like I said, so we're going to show you what's in the competition. We're going to switch that now. Like I said, there's all these other things that are going to be going in the competition, and we'll add them up, and once we get enough entries, then the competition will go ahead. But as you've seen on the screen right now, this is the competition prizes, and if you want to enter that, check out the details, head over to Patreon, or if you're on Twitch and YouTube, you can hit !commands, and you'll see the details on how to enter the competition. So go and check that out if you want all those goodies. And yeah, it's about £200 worth of prizes there, so it's pretty cool. But that's it pretty much for this episode, people. We've had a great series this time. Series 2 is coming to an end. We'll be back next year with Series 3 with some bigger and better stuff. Maybe do more live streams like this and add some more content to it. So hopefully you'll join us for that. Throughout the next 6 months, though, we're still going to be live streaming from the studio. We'll be working on a short film, and we've got some other things planned as well, so check that out. Just want to say thanks for everyone that's joined us over the last 10 episodes, which has been about 3 months, whatever. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and hopefully you'll join us for the next one. I'm going to call the guys in here just want to say goodbye to you all. Come on, feel quick. So, yeah, get it in. Connor, get in as well.
Get in.
So, thank you for joining us, people, and we will see you next time. Leave your comments, like I said. Take care. Goodbye.